Yeah. And I'm still, it's still kind of in the infancy of things because um, I got to start somewhere. So hasn't even asked me. I don't. There it goes. Oh yeah, they do. There, I was in a stream last night where they were talking about that. Well, I stopped using Restream, and then now I can't even get it to work.
All right, test, test. Okay, you guys can hear. That's right. Cover.
What's it doing?
Well, it's loading. Get the white screen, like not it didn't crash, but it hung. But anyway, like your fish stream on, I made you that. But I would make, you know, I sent you whatever, just something to start with. I kind of had thought as like, okay, you should kind of just figure out some like play on like kind of the know, and call or whatever.
Yeah.
But and not having a thumbnail, click on. Won't
Yeah.
tend to not click on it. Okay. Now I can. Still have to check. Oh. Should remember settings. Shouldn't matter whether. Okay. Better. Well, it was worth the money. Already, I can almost already tell. Let's see. I guess we're right in front of
we're both working this field. I'm on the other end already.
Okay. GPS.
You hold down B to get it to pop up, and then you gotta flip it over. And then after that, you can just use it. I don't know what it's saying. I can see something popping up on your screen, but
Yeah, it says.
oh, I think you're hitting it, not holding it.
Oh.
Because it's trying to start a worker.
Yeah, yeah. I always. It's like having to relive. If I played it more offline, I would. But anyway, it works. There we go.
Oh, I'm just going back and forth.
Yeah,
I can, because you can turn it, because it's a square field, so.
Yeah. Well, you must be on the other end. It's not loading you.
Yeah.
You're there, but. Hey. But yeah, it's. Well, and it was really good. Because it happened to start raining stuff. Puddles had shimmered and good light hitting it. I can act that kind of stuff turned on.
Speaking of that,
and the shadows and stuff looked correct. Trees weren't flickering in the background. I mean, it was. I mean, you might not care, but I mean, it was glitching. I mean, looked glitchy. It wasn't glitching, but it looked glitchy because it was trying to load things. Running so good, I might. See, the other thing is I didn't know how much, because I can't test OBS. OBS takes some resources too.
Mm-hmm.
Well, like point of the fire track. Like I say, you kind of got to sneak up on. I think there was talk about or I know one thing I just learned last night. I was at the, but hopefully do this to us, but apparently next month sometime they're going to start rolling out requiring age verification, so ID, face recognition.
Yeah,
Picture. Did you hear about this? Okay.
It's because of the
well, I know
the
why.
predators on Roblox.
Oh yeah, no, I know why. It's just invasion of privacy. That so, I mean, we might have to figure a different. I got turned. But so I guess that was the other thing is I was gonna kind of and maybe it won't affect us or our users. We aren't high user servers might kind of tagged for minors because it may not affect everybody or fire, but like I said, I'm not going to do the age verification and it knocks me out of it. I guess. But I thought I'd start kind of putting together, going through my footage and putting together so we can do our little watch party. If it's just me and not Derek, it'll probably just be us. If Derek just. I don't know how he used it. Might not work. Like using it on his phone, it might be kind of hard to. Shouldn't be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It shouldn't be. He shouldn't have to do anything. We'll try to set it up.
Yeah.
Otherwise, me and you will. And what what I want to do, and I haven't thought any of this through really. Like how to sort of promote, like get a couple of short videos, kind of like I did that one twice with our Halloween. Made like some kind of, like I said, but given that this might go away for us, I want to try to do that sooner or later. There's going to be other options. Always, I mean, the old TeamSpeak I know is still around and actually self-host. I know there's like another. Yeah, seems like that's going to be a thing we'll have to keep an eye on.
I've I don't necessarily. I guess I don't think it's a bad thing because as many
I do
times as I've ran into, I ran into kids on Fortnite and stuff.
Yeah, but it's not about the kids.
I'm like,
it's about they're going to have, be able to. Discord will track or have identification that will invariably be hacked or shared or whatever, and I don't want. It isn't about the kids' safety. It's about tracking what you're doing online. That's the thing. So, because it will never be. It's a digital, like IDs. They just in government, our government, whatever. Just having the statistics. I still like the ant. Don't need my face, age tied to my that level, whatever else they'll. I imagine that something will happen. They'll either walk it back or otherwise most people will, if they're paying for it. We don't pay. Trying to get, which again, if you had like a huge, maybe the paid is it, but do everything I'd ever want. Free tier.
yeah, I wonder what that would do to my one big group I'm part of.
I don't know. I mean, that might, like I said, groups might down because it's an invasion of private. That get hacked or data breach. But anyway, yeah, I was beginning to think about like what watch, and also I don't know. I suspect enough hour and a half. But I'm coming down this line. I was gonna meet in the middle here. partially I wanted to be so I could see how how you render it. This is a lot better than before. Graphically, performance wise, and I'm one generation behind your car. And it's
Yeah.
because that's the thing on the old card. Like we were together here, where like I said, it's got to synced with you, and it's got to render you looking at you. So it would sometimes that's when it would
Yeah.
to basically update the assets, tractor, my round. I'm trying to okay, going back to our trying to think of a good like name for title. I don't know, something like our old something. I don't. I mean, like I run like maybe VHS throwback or something. VHS. I mean, retro rewind. I'll have to think about it. But I might try to make up a little trailer, 30-second deal. Trying to make it. Shit, how did I share? Oh, did we put through Discord? Probably. I shared, that file, Halloween.
Yes, you showed it through Discord, I believe.
Okay, I'll have to remember that's how we did it. I used to use Dropbox way back in the day. Could do that.
Well, we might have used Google Drive too. That'd have been the other way we would have done it.
I'll have to you and your I'm just gonna call it all your trying something new has kind of inspired me to get more with it. Just start ideas. Well, you saw I had a video out I didn't plan that video. I just was like, oh, I'm making. I need. This is a thing that I've been meaning. This organizational. I just like, well, shoot, I'll just use my phone and out all my other equipment. Do it. Same with the shorts. I've been trying to. Mood hits me. Oh, that was one thing here. I'm glad we're wandering our topics and discussion here, but your sandwich video made me think of an idea you should do. Because actually years ago, cousins, one of her kids, like pretty much grown now, and I hit the wrong. When he was little, or she filmed just like 2 of these. I had to put them on YouTube, or she texted us to him. But anyway, he was making different sandwiches, different ingredients, and he didn't call it this, but I kind of jokingly called it. Oh, it's names. Calling it Willet Sandwich. You know? And it's like maybe you should have a series just called Willet Sandwich, where you take again different ingredients. I mean, you don't want it to make it super stupid, but you could have maybe put some uncommon ingredients together and be like, well, this is a little outrageous, but it's like, oh, would an orange and a ham sandwich and ham go? Will it sandwich? And then try it and give a reaction like, is it, does it remotely go together? Is it gross? Is it, I don't know. It made me think of that with your sandwich deal. But you could film it essentially like you did, because I kind of liked what you did, the layout and all that. Maybe it need just a little bit more energy with the cuts. But other than that, like I said, I like the structure. So it's like, yeah, maybe you need a will it sandwich. Because here's the thing, you hit just right with something like that. It could work, or it would be one that could take off a little. One of your shorts take off. Like I said,
Yeah.
I've made random shorts like that just all of a sudden, it's like those little bit back in the day, those Lego ones. I had that little conveyor belt. And I was like, okay, I'll just make a short of this. And the thing got like 20,000 views, in like a day. And it wasn't a very good video. So, maybe that's an idea. I'm kind of liking what you're doing.
Well,
it's kind of making me think about, well, I should do not really exactly like what you're doing, but like just try a couple different things, or even if they're a little off brand or whatever, put it out there.
Yeah.
I like the sandwich one. That one. Because when it came up, and I think you'd uploaded like less than an hour ago, and it popped up in my feed, and I'm like, and I just saw it. I forget how it was titled, but the thumbnail was you and a sandwich. I'm like, okay, Katie, we gotta watch this. And I watched it several times actually. But we liked it. There's an idea for you. Or even like I think the purpose of the video was maybe kind of the thriftiness. That's definitely something that could have some potential.
Yeah.
There's a guy we used to watch. His main content watch would go to Dollar Tree and buy things out of the frozen section, rate it, buy them, and then go over the nutritional. Basically, the shtick was, this is not only not good food for you, it's not a good value. Even though it appears to be, because it's only $1, it's actually not a very good value. But not everything. It wasn't all about just bashing the. He can okay. A lot of it was just seeing how cheap they could make food, because they got to keep it, sell it at $1. That store works. Now it's $1.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's also could do. Heck, you got Family Dollar just down the street, kind of from sort of down the street.
Yeah.
You could take ingredients from there and be like, let's sandwich, kind of idea. Or store sandwich. Or I don't know. Oh, I know. I was also going to ask you. I noticed the remote thing. That came with that ring light deal.
Mhm.
And so
Yep.
is it an app?
No, it connects by Bluetooth.
Bluetooth. Okay, so then it will start and stop your recordings.
Yeah, it makes
Okay,
it a lot
I didn't
easier
even
than reaching for it.
when I bought it, and like I got it, but when I bought it, I was just like, okay, yeah, this is cheap, but you just need better lighting. This will work. I didn't even look at what it had with it. I just figured it was a stand, light, had maybe mode or something to change the colors or the color temperature of the light. That's about it. I didn't really add
The
a little more to it than that. Because I mean, it was
the USB keyboard has a light switch on it that's in line with it,
okay.
and I messed with it to see if you can change colors or not. But it's the button, the off button.
Yeah.
But, but the for the camera, that's 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 great because before the reach and it's, it's a position and you're not back in the same position and then it just makes the cuts people's videos that I've watched. It's the same, so it's not as cringe as you would think.
Yeah. Well,
It
honestly,
just makes it nice because I don't have to lean over much.
well, it seems to work pretty good. I mean, I think it works, it's
Yeah.
doing what it should,
Well,
and and I don't, you know, it's a lot better than some of other. I mean, it's pretty good actually. I mean, for again, just hobbyists here,
yeah.
you know,
Well,
and it takes practice because I mean, I guess and I'm not that. I still look at other people's think and I tried with my latest video to whoops. um but I've been doing it, but I was trying to be a little more high energy last video too to roll in.
yeah.
I just gotta try different.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's sometimes it's hard to have energy when you're trying to do it every night and you're tired and you have a day of work on you and
Yeah. Well, and then I was building that thing. I'm trying to actually complete a task and film it too. That's always like with my type of content. That's always the issue. I just want to get the thing I'm doing done, built, and I don't want to sit and make it take 3 times as long just to get different shots. So that's the issue. That's sort of the struggle I have. It'd be nice if I had a camera person, always rolling, and then I could have it could do it that way. Actually, that's a sort of had an idea. This is a probably a pipe dream. Again, maybe it's something. I mean, it does. I would like Derek to part the pipe dream. Got to work potentially, but had an idea because it'd be kind of automotive related. Well, it would be on. There's an old. It would be kind of a vehicle revival type video. and be like you, me, and like Derek. The idea it'd be mostly me and Derek. You would probably be mostly camera operator. I mean, we'd probably switch around. Anyway, well, you remember that piece of ground. We call it the home place, but where you rode in the semi to town, Dad.
Yeah.
Over there. Okay, over there, and I don't know if you remember. There's some old equipment there.
Yeah.
Well, in there's a tree over there. You can't even see it because the hedges and all that stuff have grown up around it. But there's an old, I want to say it's like a 47, probably a 47, but international like grain truck that has always been over there. I mean, the windows are busted out, but when we were kids, trees and stuff wasn't as high. We were able to get in it, and we used to pretend to drive it, working. This is like when we're like 10, 12, too little to do anything, and harvest time, we just had our toys and we played, but we would play in it and stuff. Well, anyway, I would my idea is I try to get like company like Evaporust or whatever to sponsor the video, or at least give me like 15 gallons of product, and go. The video would be okay. We got to get access to it. So I mean, it would amount like chainsawing, cutting down some trees and stuff just to get it there. Get the tractor over there to pull it out of the weed. And the whole deal is the goal would be to try to make the engine. I mean, you're not going to make it drive because it's more or less too far gone for actual driving without serious. But the engine might not be stuck because it has been covered up, but it probably is. So my thought is the whole deal is even just to get the engine free, and then maybe try to start it. I mean, I'd have to plan this out, but a whole video could be trying to do that, and then just filling up the engine transmission with this rust dissolver stuff, seeing if we can get it to move. Completely frozen engine because of rust, probably gotten water in it. See if we can get it spin around, by hand, and then possibly actually make it run. Just run. Because all the parts should be. I would have to go scope this out. Again, this is probably a pipe dream, but I think that would make a fun video. I've seen other videos in similar vein like that. I always thought, well, I got it right here. Again, convenient because it's on our ground. We don't have to buy a vehicle. It's just there. Like, what would make fun with Derek is just because he can be kind of funny, and he's kind of a YOLO when it comes to things like that.
Yeah.
Look at his his 3-hour tour, his 36-hour drive, with his barge, that would have made a great video, just 3 days on the river pushing barge, and but yeah, that probably will never happen unless, and I'd see, my thing would be I'd take a week off, vacation work. We could probably do it in a couple days, but I'd take off. But like, kind of have a bit of a deadline for that, and I'd have to get like, trying to actually try to make the start. I'd have to think ahead and buy some like spark plugs, wires, cap.
We're on the same line.
Oh, well,
I'm turned
okay,
off of it.
I literally just started. I saw it once I was going out. I didn't know if you had one more back and forth. I just thought stay on the same field. nicer for the viewer that can see passing. That'd be a summer. I know it. It could be just me doing it too, but fun with it because it or
Yeah.
I know, yeah, 3D printer. That was kind of I don't want to say random because thinking about pulled the trigger, I guess.
Yep.
And it's a I I have to look the picture. It's a Creality or whatever.
Yeah. It's the one that I showed you.
Okay. Yeah, well, that's a good brand and it should be going. Like I said, mine was. Like I already had it going in like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
It's kind of that simple. Again, we talked about this. The learning curve is actually more like, you know, getting the downloading the slicer and putting your files through it, which that's pretty easy. Like not everything is just downloaded ready to print.
Mhm.
But again, with you having like some like real world experience, things like modifying file to make it work, print better, you'll just know, you'll just kind of like what you need, how to, well, more how to change it, what to change, how to change. First project could make yourself a like a controller holder desk, which I need to still make. I mean, that's why I was thinking about it. Oh, I just have mine sitting on the top of my PC and meaning to make one hang off the side of my desk.
Another. So you remember that sign you made me?
Yeah, well, there's that. Yeah,
Was I had this idea about adding a frame around it and then changing the way the lighting is so that it goes all the way around.
okay.
And so I was thinking about, I don't know if that would be the first thing that I do, but that was one of the first ideas I had because that'd be pretty simple to create.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Just start with things that are more like a box or boxy.
Yeah.
Because I guess I'll just tell you one thing. Too, like, you know, granted, put it in the slicer, it'll automatically put supports in. You can design something where it doesn't have too much of an overhang or whatever, so it can't print in thin air. So design cannot have to have major overhangs, then it'll it'll print more reliably. The whatever
Yeah.
you'll have less, like, for the most part, like holes aren't a problem, unless they're like, you'll figure it out. Get you a spool of plastic, like kilogram, 1 kilogram of lemons, $20, a long time.
Yeah.
Or you can buy the smaller ones, colors. I would either do that or just buy, say, like, get started. Because, you can always paint the thing. But like I said, if you're going to make something more vegetarian, just make it, or just
Yeah.
a neutral color. Oh, Friday night. Um, I I I could technically stream, but it'd have to be later. Like Friday night for at least the near future, because I go when I work out. Well, does his
Yeah.
but that thing that goes like 8 o'clock my time and back down that far. Call it 8:30, so it'd be later. That's partly why I missed last. Too late, kind of tired. I just wasn't.
Yeah.
But that's why I did want to absolutely stream, because I wanted to try the graphics card. We hadn't talked in a while. I had some ideas. Uh, um, but we could go back to Fridays if you're okay with later. That's
I
already
don't.
pretty late for you.
Yeah,
And I'm
I don't
okay.
care
We could.
if it could either be Friday or we could move it to another night for whatever.
Well, and like this Tuesday should mostly work for well, also the other thing of last week too is I worked on the car. I had to. Well, you short about that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
I had to
that.
put new exhaust on, so that was kind of part of why uh, I did that. Part came in and they had working on something else. Oh, I know. Yeah, I had quit panels parts that just had some things like that come up, and when Friday rolled around, I was like, I got to go to the gym, because I've been going on Monday nights and I've been trying to do 2 nights a week,
Hmm.
and I was like, well, Katie, we're alternating. Well, I was doing that when he was in uh and so that's happens to be Friday, and that's why I was just already doing that, and my nights were already full up, and I was just veg out kind of.
Yeah.
And partly because it would have been starting at least a half hour, which means we probably gonna quit a half hour later, and we had other stuff going on Saturday. That's why. But so we could try try and make the Tuesdays work.
Yeah.
I know probably next. That's why I said the foreseeable future might have. We might have to move. I can't remember.
I still got to do model rockets from last year. I still got to launch them. I promised the nephews that we would. They didn't. And we built them. We built them like we should have, and then I was always going to go down there and shoot, and then things never worked out for me to do that. But my opinion, they didn't. They built rockets, but they weren't aesthetically pleasing. They wouldn't have done very well.
Yeah.
And so I asked. They said that it would be okay if we just, if they shot him, but they didn't have to enter him in. So, and I still haven't gone down there to do that. Speaking of 4-H, and I don't know. I didn't plan on. I didn't plan on it this year. I don't know. They like the building part, and they like the shooting part, but they don't like the actual filling out all the paperwork and.
Oh, the record book.
Yeah, the one is better at it than the other. I'm on that line, just so you know.
Okay. I didn't realize that you weren't coming down it. Otherwise, I would.
They yeah, so I need to get down there and shoot them off again. Last time we did this, it was a complete catastrophe because the one didn't secure his nose cone, so I don't know where it went. We found that, we got the rocket back, but I don't know where the nose cone went. And it was a bright orange nose cone wherever it went. And the other one, for some reason, when the parachute part of it deployed, it didn't push the nose cone off. It shot the engine out of the back of the thing. Oh. So the thing nosedived back to the ground, and it hit a wheat stubble field, so it just stuck the cone in the dirt. As like, this is just a complete catastrophe. But when we were making them, I was planning on painting them. I think if I remember right, I was planning on painting them. Took an ink pen and drew on the side of it, and I was like, well, that's not going to work if you're.
Yeah. Scrapbooking is went to state fair. I think he get grant, but the whatever the next like second place.
That's just champion.
Yeah,
because the grand champion is first.
Okay. Yeah, whatever. He got but he actually. Speaking of the record book, but he did the record book part. He actually that part. Because part of recorded was did a test on paper, which ones wouldn't month-long test on paper, yellow in the sun, had pieces of paper taped up on our front window for a month. Seeing which type of paper made.
Yeah.
Just things like. I was kind of surprised he understood the record, because like some other kids had a bucket calf, and well, and then he did really good cake decorate. Of them, but I'm not sure what this. I volunteer. I got that plan. Hey, trying to do how to make a stop motion video. Bit of history.
Oh.
I'm gonna put together.
I'm on that line.
Are you on?
Yeah.
You weren't quite loaded in, so I couldn't tell.
I'm looking at the start screen.
Oh,
That's how I
yeah.
can
See,
tell.
I have my map doesn't show across the. But here's the thing with the old graphics card, like we would have had to been. You have to have been probably like this close before your tractor would. Or I could see you. I mean, I would have been able to see on the map, but just physically or visually.
Yeah.
That's why I was saying, like, I couldn't tell where I'd been because literally the graphics weren't loading in for me. Like the change in terrain.
Yeah.
And they were the whole field just looked brown.
Mm.
No variation. Although I'm now kind of like a little bit of limit. I didn't switch to swap. I have my monitors stacked. Desk is up here, but what I'm playing on here is a 27-inch curved monitor. Oh, it's 7 years.
Yeah.
Then the top one is newer, and it's a higher refresh rate. That was always my secondary monitor. But now with this video card and this game, like I've played it on the other monitor, and it looks better because it's not a higher resolution, but higher refresh rate. It's got a little bit better color. I need to physically swap them settings so I can play the game in front of me, not have to look up because I have it as I monitor the chat or program, or like when I was video editing that previous file explorer there, so I drag my files down into the timeline.
I'm in the
It's
middle.
not. It's not. Not ideal. I need to, or come down. Might even be like a, or maybe even higher refresh.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with this curve. It's only a 75.
Yeah.
And I could move garage for what I use it out there. I don't probably just swap what I got. Again, I'm kind of trying to ride out this apocalypse, hardware apocalypse. I don't know, it's got years or whatever. Completely upgrade.
Yeah.
Because I was looking at used but better
Yep.
that are done.
Yep. And I'm gonna take all the equipment back. I think you were in it, but
Yeah.
well, I rented, so and then I think I've been looking at the contract market. I think we'll just skip to the next day. We've got almost 500,000 in the bank now, though. Oh, is this the one that doesn't? That's right. I don't think the sleep trigger works on this one for some reason. So we'll just have to speed up time through it. I'm at the farm.
Yeah, I'm over.
Oh, I was
Checking out the graphics just because better than it. And I even fired up 22 and it even looked
yeah.
hard. And also like little, kind of like the
Well, it depends on the map because different maps put in different ones. Um,
well, I'm sure different maps have
so,
things.
so in Springs this time, you actually you click skin you and collectible. It's collectibles. It's like old antique stuff that you put in a museum. To the city. you can get it to run, or not run, but get it so that you can house the museum and. But there was I thought one of the other maps had game cartridges, and then and yeah, it just depends on what the map modder decides to put in.
This
Yeah.
so
Must have dialed back the tornadoes from the beginning. And there were some people that were having like they'd have like 8 tornadoes and other people would barely get one. And
I'd like to
I'm
see
thinking
one once in a while, but
I
not.
I think in the updates they must have dialed them back so they didn't happen so often. I don't hear too many streamers actually. Well, I think a lot of them actually because they didn't want the hail damage, so they turn off all the damage.
I'm just like looking. Realistic then.
Yeah. I'm just sitting here watching the clouds. Well, what's kind of cool is if you do get a tornado, you can turn it down to like 0.5, and then the tornado, the one I had, basically was standing still. So you could catch up, you could get to where it was, and
Something glowing in this. Paul.
yeah.
Did it not let you skip ahead? Is that
Yeah,
like
well,
sleep or
normally we
whatever?
would normally we would It's not letting me sleep. I don't know if it's a map issue or if it's a multiplayer issue. Yep. I'm up in
Yeah,
the
I
barn.
see. I guess well, I guess I was in.
I'm all the way up in the attic.
Guess I must. Yeah, that's right. Looking around. Drain.
Yeah, they usually do. Alright. Save it.
I mean, we.
Well,
We
even
can get
then, I
some-
want to see what we got left. What the next thing is.
And I got my. Wanted to see how my graphics card was going. See if I made the right choice.
Oh. Well, I think we just disk this. Yeah, because we mulched it. I think we disk it, so.
Guess we.
We'd have to go buy it. That's why I wonder where the other tractor was. The new one. Okay, there we go. Here. In what shed?
Not shed. Showroom.
Well, the door should open. Yeah, the door's
It
open.
did, but it wouldn't.
There it went.
Saw something glowing in. I was like,
This will take this will take a little bit for us to disk this field, but considering there's two of us when we go to do this next time, It won't be too bad. Turn to your right. Our field is at the end of this fence. Yep, that one. Going a little hard up the hill. Yours is probably worse because
I was gonna say
that part of the hill is a little bit steeper than this part.
I was gonna say it.
Which is crazy because it's like the tractors are 172 and the cultivators are supposed to be 150s, but
I was gonna say this. Theoretically, but I guess this is well. I'm gonna.
that sounds good.
This on the next.
Yeah.